Good day, everyone. Welcome to this exciting learning event brought to you by the Master of Arts in Education, major in Educational Technology program of Silliman University. This webinar is part of our special initiative, the MAED EdTech Student in Action, where we proudly showcase the expertise, creativity, and leadership of our graduate students in advancing 21st century teaching and learning. Today's session, Level Up Learning, integrating game-based learning strategies in ICT education, will be led by none other than Justine Kyle Orkin, a current MAED EdTech student. This highlights what the program stands for, equipping educators not just with knowledge, but with innovative and transformative skills that respond to the evolving needs of digital education. As we dive into the world of game-based learning, may this session inspire all of us to reimagine our classrooms as interactive, student-centered, and technology-enabled spaces. Thank you for joining us today. Welcome once again, and let's keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible in education through EdTech. Good morning. This is the director of the Dr. Mariano Silao Global Studies, Dave Marshall. Justine, the screen is yours.
Good day, everyone. My name is Justin Calirokin, a part-time instructor at Northwest Summer State University and a Master of Arts in Education major in Educational Technology student. As educators in this digital age, we are constantly challenged to make learning more interactive and meaningful and relevant. One powerful way to do that is by embracing game-based learning, not just as fun, classroom tool, but as a serious strategy for developing critical ICT skill. Today, we'll explore how traditional and digital games can be adapted to teach concepts on ICT education. Let's work together to level up how we teach and more importantly, how our students learn. I invite you to listen, participate, and imagine new possibilities for your classroom. The title for our seminar today is Level Up Learning and Integrating Game-Based Learning in Strategies in ICT Education. Before we dive into today's session, let me walk you through what we aim to achieve together. By the end of this experience, you'll be able to first explain the principles and benefits of game-based learning in ICT education. You'll understand why games are more than just fun. They're powerful tools for engagement and knowledge retention. Second, you'll be able to explain the pedagogical foundations that support game-based learning. We'll explore the theories and research that show how and why GBL or game-based learning works in the classroom. Third, you'll learn to identify different types of educational games and how they align with ICT topics, whether it's teaching hardware, coding, or cybersecurity. You'll see how various game formats can support your learning goals. And finally, you'll gain practical skills to integrate game-based learning strategies in your lesson plan and classroom instruction. I want you to live today not just inspired, but equipped and confident to apply these strategies in real teaching scenarios. But first, let's have an overview. In today's digital age, engaging students in information communication technology, or ICT, requires innovative approaches. One effective method is game based learning, which combines educational content with interactive gameplay. By integrating game elements such as challenges, rewards, and feedback, educators can enhance motivation, encourage critical thinking, and improve digital skills. This strategy not only makes learning more enjoyable but also support deeper understanding and retention of ICT concepts. So what is game-based learning? Game-based learning is an instructional approach that uses games or game-like elements to enhance learning experience, and it is designed to actively engage students by incorporating goals, feedback, competition, and problem solving into the learning process. Unlike traditional methods, game-based learning encourage exploration, experimentation, and critical thinking through interactive challenges and rewards. It can be applied across various subjects including ICT, where students can learn digitally skill, programming, cybersecurity, and more in a dynamic and motivating environment. It is not just about learning how to use technology. It is about understanding how technology works and how it affects our lives and how we can use it responsibly and creatively. So from basic computer literacy to more advanced topics like programming, cybersecurity, and digital collaboration in ICT education. ICT education prepares learners for both academic success and real-world challenges. So let's go to what is ICT education. So basically, ICT education refers to the teaching and learning of information and communication technology skills, tools, and concepts. It focuses on how technology is used to create, communicate, store, and manage information, not just store and manage information, but effectively and responsibly. So there are different types of ICT education in various educational level. Let's go to ICT education in elementary. So ICT education in elementary under the EPP curriculum or edukasyon, pantahanan at pangkabuhayan. Student explore various ICT related topics including basic computer operation. This will understand the functions of computer hardware and software. Productivity tools, utilizing application like word processors, spreadsheet, and presentation software. Internet usage, navigating the internet safely and effectively for research and communication. Digital citizenship, learning about online safety, ethics, and responsible digital behavior. And introduction to coding, engaging with basic programming concept through age-appropriate platforms. So let's go to ICT education in junior high school. So this is technology and livelihood education. In technology livelihood education, it is a subject in the Philippine K-12 curriculum that equips students with knowledge and skill that they can use for work, livelihood, and everyday life. It builds on what students learned in EPP and it prepares them for future careers or entrepreneurship. TLE covers different areas such as home economics. Under that is cooking, housekeeping, caregiving, and related services. Another one is agriculture arts. Example of that is farming, gardening, and animal care. Next is industrial arts. Example of that is woodworking, electricity, metalwork, and any related trades. And lastly, ICT or information and communication technology, basic programming, computer system servicing, digital skills, and more. So here are the specific subjects when it comes to ICT education in junior high school. First of that is computer hardware servicing. It focuses on assembling, maintaining, and troubleshooting computer system. Next is computer programming. Introduces students to coding languages and software such as HTML, Java, Python, and different more. Animation covers the basic of creating animated content using digital tools. Illustration teaches digital drawing techniques and graphic design fundamentals. And lastly, technical drafting involves creating precise technical drawing using computer aided design or as we all know, CAD. software. Let's go to education or ICT education in senior high school. It is under in Technical Vocational Livelihood Track or TVL ICT strand. Okay, Technical Vocational Livelihood strand or ICT strand is a specialized track within the Philippine Senior High School or K-12 curriculum. It is designed to equip students with practical skills and knowledge in various ICT fields, preparing them for both immediate employment and further education in technology-related areas. As you may see, there's a NC or national certificate because after you graduate senior high school and you are taking a tech voc track or tech voc strand, you're going to have an assessment after your whole year or after your grade 12. So there's national certificate 3 in computer programming. It focuses on developing software application using programming language like Java and .NET. Next is computer system servicing. It covers installation, maintenance, and repair of computer systems and network. Animation teaches 2D and 3D animation techniques for various media platform. Next of that is technical drafting. It involves creating technical drawings and plan using CAD software. Illustration develop skills in manual and digital illustration for various application. Next is uncommon when it comes to NC. Broadband installation or fixed wireless system, it focuses on setting up and maintaining broadband networks. You can get this after you can get the broadband installation NC2 after you finish the computer system servicing. And lastly, contact center services. It prepares students for roles in customer service and call centers. Let's proceed to ICT education in tertiary level. But now, since we are tackling ICT education, we will connect ICT education in the course of Bachelor of Technology in Livelihood Education, major in ICT. So ICT or BTLED, major in ICT, is a 4-year undergraduate teacher education program in the Philippines. It is designed to prepare future educators to teach TLE or Technology in Livelihood Education subjects with specialization in ICT, particularly grade 4 to 8 in the basic educational curriculum. So here are the subjects or the specific subjects in ICT. So some of the student here, some of the participant will recognize these subjects in their curriculum. First is computer programming. Next, computer system servicing, animation, technical drafting, digital illustration, educational technology, instructional materials, development, and assessment and evaluation in TLE. So let's proceed to the pedagogical foundation of game-based learning. Okay, constructivism tells us that learners actively construct their own understanding and knowledge through experience and reflection. Instead of passively receiving information, students build meaning by engaging with the world around them. Game-based learning Game-based learning perfectly aligns with this idea. When students play educational games, they are not just observing facts. They are exploring environments, experimenting with ideas, solving problems, and making decisions. These interactive experiences allow learners to create knowledge based on their own action and discoveries. For example, a student playing a programming game isn't just memorizing the code. They are testing commands, seeing the results, and adjusting their approach based on what works. This trial and error process is the heart of constructivist learning. Moreover, games often provide immediate feedback, encouraging learners and reflect and refine their strategies, which deepens understanding. In short, by applying constructivist principles, game-based learning transforms education into an active, student-centered process where learners become creator of knowledge, not just recipients. These are the key principles of pedagogical foundation of game-based learning or constructivist learning. First one is active learning. So students participate directly in the learning process rather than passively receiving information. Next one is motivation and engagement. Game mechanics such as goals, challenges, and rewards stimulate interest and sustain attention. Next is immediate feedback. Game provide real-time responses, allowing learners to reflect and adapt quickly. Another one is scaffolding and progression. Games often includes levels or challenges that gradually increase in complexity or difficulty, supporting continuous skill development. And lastly, collaborative learning. Many game-based environments promote teamwork and communication and social interaction. So let's proceed to the types of educational games in ICT. Okay. First one is digital quiz and trivia games, simulation games, puzzle and logic games, interactive story-based games, traditional games adapted for ICT education, role-playing games or RPGs, augmented reality and virtual reality VR games. So let's proceed to digital quiz and trivia games. These games present learners with questions related to ICT topics, often in a multiple choice or true or false format. They are effective for reinforcing knowledge and assessing comprehension. Next is simulation games. Simulation games replicate real-world ICT scenarios, allowing students to participate and apply skills in a controlled environment. They are particularly useful for teaching system operation, network management, and coding. So simulation games, it is basically mimicking real-world system and processes, allowing students and allowing students to engage in activities that would be difficult, expensive, or risky to do in real life. In ICT education, simulation might include virtual labs for programming, network management, or cybersecurity drills. So simulation games recreate real-world technology challenges, providing learners with practical experience in areas like networking, programming, and problem solving, or as we all know is uh, troubleshooting. This hands-on approach helps deepen understanding and builds confidence before applying skills in actual situation. For example, Cisco Packet Tracer. It is a popular network simulation tool that allows students to design, configure, and troubleshoot virtual computer networks. It also helps learners visualize how data flows and how devices connect, which is essential for those studying network and IT infrastructure. So some of my students know Cisco Packet Tracer. Next is Code Combat. Code Combat is another engaging simulation game that teaches programming concepts through an interactive role-playing adventure. Students write real code to navigate their characters through challenges, making learning to code fun and immersive. And there's last, which is Lightbot, a puzzle game that introduces students to programming logic and problem solving by guiding a robot through a series of tasks using commands. It is a great way to build foundational coding skills, especially for beginners. By using simulation games like this, ICT education becomes more than just theory. It becomes an interactive, practical experience where learners actively develop the skills they need for the digital world. Let's proceed to interactive story or interactive story based game. So these games use narratives to present ICT challenges, encouraging students to make choices that affect outcomes, thereby enhancing critical thinking and decision making skills. Interactive story-based game combines storytelling with problem solving, encouraging students to learn by making decisions and coding within an engaging narrative. So this approach helps learner connect with the material emotionally and intellectually, making complex ICT concept easier to understand and remember. Next is traditional games adapted for ICT education. So traditional games have long been source of fun even when we are kids and a source of knowledge as well. And by blending them with modern technology, we can create engaging ICT lessons that students truly enjoy. For example, classic games like Bingo can be adapted to teach computer hardware terms where students mark off components as they're called out. Or board games can be transformed into digital version that help learners understand programming, logic, or cybersecurity principles. Example of this is charades or Pictionary. So the ICT concept is software development processes or IT terminologies. So the adaptation of that it is students act out or draw terms like debugging, cloud computing, or algorithm. So the learning outcome of that is enhanced understanding of technical vocabulary or IT terminologies. Next is board games. Example of this is Snake and Ladders. All of us are familiar with this board game. The ICT concept here is cyber security principle. So, how can we adapt that? So, land on a good practice or a strong, for example, a strong password, and then climb a ladder. And land on a threat, example, phishing, and slide down. So, the learning outcome build awareness of cybersecurity best practices. Another one is role-playing games. So the ICT concept is network roles or IT job function. So how can we adapt that? Students role-play as network administrators, ethical hackers, and software developers or etc. So learning outcome promote understanding of ICT career paths and responsibilities. Let's proceed to role-playing games. So are you familiar with Minecraft? Uh, Press the heart, react if you are familiar with Minecraft. Okay. So Minecraft or RPG immerse students in interactive world where they can take on roles, solve problems, and complete quests, allowing them to learn by doing within meaningful context. This active engagement help develop critical thinking, creativity, and collaboration skills. By integrating RPGs like Minecraft Education Edition into the classroom, educators create an environment where students are motivated to explore technology deeply and work together and develop skills that prepare them for the digital future. So what is Minecraft education? So Minecraft education is a game-based learning platform that allows students to explore, build, and problem solve in a virtual world all while learning across subjects like computer science, mathematics, science, history, digital citizenship, and also technical drawing or drafting because there's always a what do you call this? A blocks in Minecraft Education or Minecraft Education Edition. And then also in Minecraft Education Edition, there's what we call redstone. So redstone is a for in a real world concept, redstone is a wire. So you will use the redstone to create electrical simulation or electrical invention within the game, which is the Minecraft Education Edition. So educational benefits of Minecraft Education Edition. First, it encourages creativity and critical thinking. Next, it fosters teamwork and communication skills. Third, make abstract or difficult concept more visual and interactive. Lastly, promotes problem solving through hands-on challenge. Lastly, augmented reality and virtual reality games. So AR and VR technology allows or games AR and VR games allow students to step inside digital worlds or overlay digital objects onto the real world, making learning more engaging and tangible. These technologies help students visualize complex ICT concepts and interact with them in ways traditional methods can't. For instance, Google Expedition is a VR platform that lets students take virtual field trips, exploring places and concepts in 3D. In ICT, this could mean exploring the inner workings of a computer or navigating through a virtual network. Another example is MergeCube. It is an augmented reality application that allows students to hold and manipulate 3D objects like computer parts or code elements in their hands using a physical cube and a mobile device. By incorporating AR and VR games into ICT lesson, educators can provide immersive experiences that boost understanding, engagement, and retention, helping students connect with technology in exciting new ways. So let's proceed to and how to design game-based learning activities. Okay, in our classroom, we often seek methods to make complex ICT concepts more accessible and engaging. GBL offers a powerful approach by integrating educational content into game formats, allowing students to actively participate and interact with the material. Effective game-based learning isn't just about playing games. It's about designing experiences that are interactive, immersive, and aligned with our learning objective. So here are the key principles of designing game-based learning in ICT. First, we have to align with the learning objective. Second, incorporate second, incorporate core game elements. Third, foster interactivity and engagement, provide immediate feedback, and lastly, encourage exploration and creativity. So here are the steps to develop game-based learning activities in ICT. So first one is to identify target skills and concepts. Second, select an appropriate game format. Third, design the game mechanics. Fourth, integrate assessment components. And lastly, pilot and refine the game. Implementation and strategies. So integrating game-based learning into information and communication technology education can significantly enhance student engagement, motivation, and learning outcomes. Effective implementation requires thoughtful planning, alignment with educational objective, and consideration of available resources. Below are the key strategies for successful integration. The first one is define clear learning objectives. Before incorporating games into the curriculum, it is essential to establish specific learning goals. This ensures that the chosen games align with the desired educational outcomes and that gameplay reinforces the intent, skills, and knowledge. Second one is select appropriate game types. So choose games that complement the subject matter and cater to students' learning levels. Example of this is educational digital games like Prodigy Math or Code.org offer structured learning experience. Next is simulation games. These allow students to experiment with real-world scenarios in a controlled environment. And lastly, puzzle and strategy games. These enhance problem solving and critical thinking skills. Next is integrate games into lesson plan. So games should be seamlessly incorporated into the curriculum, not treated as standalone activities. This integration can occur through pre-lesson engagement, using games to introduce new topics, in-lesson activities, reinforcing concepts to gameplay during the lesson, and post-lesson assessment, evaluating understanding via game-based quizzes or challenges. The fourth one is foster collaboration and competition. So encourage teamwork in your classroom, encourage teamwork and healthy competition to enhance engagement. This can be achieved by group challenges. Students work together to solve problems or complete game levels. Next is leaderboards, tracking progress to motivate students. Next is peer feedback, encouraging students to provide constructive feedback to each other. Fifth is monitor and assess progress. Utilize game analytics and observation to assess student performance. This data can inform instruction, and provide insight into areas needing reinforcement. Sixth is provide support and training. It will ensure that both educator and students are comfortable with the technology, offer training sessions and resources to build confidence and competence in using game-based tools. And lastly, evaluate and reflect. Regular assess the effectiveness of game-based learning integration, gather feedback from student and educators for to make necessary adjustment and so what are the challenges and best practices when it comes to game-based learning integration in ICT education? The first or integrating game-based learning strategies into information and communication technology education offers numerous benefits including enhanced student engagement, motivation, and development of critical thinking skills. However, successful implementation requires careful consideration of potential challenges and adherence to best practices. So, curriculum alignment. Not all games align seamlessly with educational objectives. Educators must ensure that games support the intended learning outcomes and are appropriate for the student skill levels. Next, resource constraints. Implementing game-based learning can be resource extensive or intensive, costs associated with purchasing or developing games, acquiring necessary hardware, and ensuring reliable internet connectivity can be prohibitive, especially in underfunded schools. Next is teacher preparedness. Effective game-based learning integration requires teachers to be proficient in both pedagogical strategies and technological tools. A lack of training or experience can hinder the successful adoption of game-based learning methods. Student distraction. While games can enhance engagement, they may also lead to off-task behavior if not properly managed. Clear guidelines and structured implementation are necessary to maintain focus on learning objectives. Equity and access. Students from diverse backgrounds may have varying levels of access to technologies, leading to disparities in learning experience. Ensuring equitable access is crucial for the success of game-based learning initiatives. So what are the best practices for integrating game-based learning into ICT education? So I integrate game-based learning into lesson plan. Incorporate games as a complement to traditional teaching methods, ensuring they enhance rather than replace existing instructional strategies. Next is monitoring and evaluate effectiveness. Regularly assess the impact of game-based learning on student learning outcomes and engagement. You will use feedback to make necessary adjustment to the approach. Next is ensure accessibility. Implement measure to provide all students with access to the necessary technology and resources, addressing potential disparities. Next is foster a supportive environment. Encourage collaboration among educators to share best practices and experiences with game-based learning, creating a community of practice. In conclusion, blending interactive gaming elements with ICT instruction can significantly enhance student engagement and comprehension. By aligning game mechanics with educational objectives, we create immersive learning experience that foster critical thinking and problem-solving skills. Implementing these strategies requires thoughtful planning, creativity, and willingness to adapt to the evolving educational landscape. As educators, embracing game-based learning not only enriches our teaching methodologies but also prepares our students to navigate the digital world more effectively. Integrate game-based learning into ICT education transforms classroom into a dynamic spaces where creativity meets technology, empowering students to learn, explore, and innovate with confidence. So, if you have questions and clarifications during our seminar, you can use the chat box or you can open your microphone. Ma'am Jaisa's question is how can teachers integrate games without compromising the ICT syllabus. Okay, teachers can align game objectives with curriculum outcomes. Use short game-based activities as warm-ups or assessments and blend games with traditional teaching methods to reinforce learning. Did I answer your question, Ma'am Jaisa? So thank you everyone and God bless.